Hello, it's Baldy Chris again, and it's time for another hour of Instant Indie. And this time we moved on to Instant Indie Volume 5, which for some reason doesn't actually appear to be available on PlayStation Store anymore. So I can't give you a price check on the compilation itself. Although it is still a bundle, I think it is available on other platforms, and I think it might be available as a physical disc version as well. The individual games that make it up are still available on PlayStation Store. We're going to be starting with Human Fall Flat, which at the time of checking was £15.99. It's one I've played before, so I've gone onto my secondary account, and let's have a look at it. Human Fall Flat, here we go. There. So as the name suggests, it's a human, and it falls flat. It gets itself into some right messes as well. And if you're wondering, you can plummet off the edge. There's actually a trophy for that called No Escape that's just popped up on screen. It just lands you back where you are.
Just grabbed an instructional video. Hold it tight. Great. Whenever you're lost or otherwise in despair, look around for such remotes. Once activated, they'll provide instructions ranging from not very helpful to totally useless. If there's no remote around you, you may return to initial despair, or you may start looking for ways to solve the puzzle instead.
So there we are. Might turn down the music a little bit, it's very loud. Actually, let's leave the master volume and just turn down the music volume. There, that should do the trick.
They will run into every door they encounter. Push every button they see.
Can't beat a bit of button pushing. Now these graphics can take a bit of getting used to. The whole wobbly thing can be a bit irritating. Whoops.
Hand direction. As you may have noticed, you will reach for things that you're looking at. If you can't grab something or push a button, don't blame your hands, blame your head. You may need to look up to grab something that is high. And you will have to bend over to reach something that is on the floor. Don't worry, this is a safe place.
So yeah, this whole looking down and looking up thing will quickly become a fairly important gameplay mechanic.
They will reach high and bend low to achieve their goals.
Delightful, somebody having a piss in a fountain. There, screenshot that. Or don't. There's some weird trophies in this game, I wasn't sure if that was one of them or not.
And grab opportunities with both of their hands. yet they can't fly and never will.
Okay, trophy there for Leap of Fail, which is actually completing the first level, or the tutorial level I suppose it is. And it starts off very, very simple, and it can get quite hard in places. So found a little extra section. And the little dude is strong enough to pull an entire train, it would appear. I think there might be a trophy for getting this bench the right way round as well, or getting a bench the right way round. I've managed to fall off, but I did right the bench. Might be setting it against a wall. I'm struggling to remember. There we are. I just got a trophy for perfectionist. So there we are. Setting a bench correctly. This is not a game I managed to platinum, by the way. It is very hard to do. So what we got behind the train? I'd like to hope there'd be some reason for doing it. So there we go, managed to just waltz the train along there. Managed to miss the button, go on, get the button, thank you. I was hoping this would lead round to the exit, I couldn't quite remember. Oh, it doesn't, it just leads back to the start more or less. Oh, actually no, not quite. We are up on top of the train now. I don't suppose this is one that can be moved. No, it cannot. No, made a right mess of that. Don't know if it's actually possible to make that jump. Certainly it's quite difficult to gain height on a wall. It's not impossible, but it is difficult to do. It involves a lot of swinging the camera around wildly for motion sickness purposes. Whereas instead, I can just try doing this differently. Probably try doing it right, actually, that would help. Okay, grab it, grab the pillar. And that's it, walk the train along. Again. See, I like the way that it dropped a control down, because it obviously felt sorry for me and my rather pathetic efforts there. I don't think you're supposed to get into the train at all. I just thought I would. Probably really bollocks this up for myself now. Oh, did manage to grab onto the top of that there. I think let's maybe just do this the way it's supposed to be done now. I thought there was some kind of trophy attached to getting on the front of the train, but I might be wrong. There we are, and that is the end of the level. We've gone through the exit door. That's the objective in every level. There's another trophy just popped there called Choo Choo. Don't think you get a trophy for passing every level. I might be wrong, and certainly some of the levels become very big. So these are obviously still at quite a simplistic stage. Come on, drag it. Yeah, sometimes you sort of think, I'm not doing this right, but a bit of persistence and general jigging about sometimes does the trick. So we've got the door open there. And sometimes you can bypass bits entirely, so it'd be possible to bypass that doorway, I believe. Yeah, if I'd have caught on the wall. Like I say, you can generate height by swinging and grabbing at a different level, but it is very hard to do. There we are. Didn't need to open you. I'll take that arm out from behind your head. Okay, well there is the exit. It might actually be possible to bypass that door. Not like that. I think so long as you arrive roughly at where the exit point is, it's quite forgiving. So that might count. I've got don't get a splinter there, and it has moved me on to the next level. So yeah, I didn't do that properly. I don't know if the trophy was for completing the level or for sneakily going past bits of it. And that remote there will tell me how to actually go about climbing, which I've already been doing. So climbing is very much about just grabbing and then changing your perspective so that you haul yourself up. But you do need to have grabbed at the top, or at least very, very close to the top. a surface to be able to do it. There's sometimes more than one way to do things, so I'm going to climb up this side. Got another remote there. Let's see what it says.
Climbing. To fall properly, you need to get high. This instructional video was prepared for everyone who does not feel high enough and is ready to do something about their situation. Climbing is as easy as doing yoga. The major difference being that yoga leaves you where you started, even if done properly. Let's break it down. Raise your hands. Inhale, optional. Approach the obstacle. Lower your hands, grabbing the obstacle. Look down to pull yourself up. Walk forward as you release your hands. Hand release timing is crucial. Releasing too early or too late will not get you high, and you might as well do yoga instead.
There we are. So, yeah, another remote here.
Climbing higher. To get even higher, you need to jump.
I think we can appreciate the concept of jumping to add height. Doing it correctly will be absolutely essential to certain parts of this game as well. So we've at least had a save point there. Now I'm not supposed to go this way, but I'm going to. Because it does reward you for going off the beaten path. Not necessarily with trophies, but just extra bits. Completely fucked that. Oh dear. That was a lot of ground to lose. I kind of figured I'd end up falling out the bottom of the screen rather than just to a much earlier point in the level. After I've got a save point as well. Outrageous. In fact, considering I've got a save point, I might try throwing myself off. Seeing where I land back. There we are, that safe climbing up again. There's something over there, from recollection. Bollocks. Right. There, did you see? There was a grating up there. Wasn't making it up. There is something up there. Let's try doing this more the approved way. Don't know if it's possible to actually wriggle through the bars from this side or not, but it is certainly possible to get to the other side of the bars by picking a different route like I did before, with limited success. But the way I was going before the limited success kicked in. And got a trophy for that, which is a lot of basically vowels, but it's basically Tarzan's thing, you know what I mean? Because yeah, there's a much easier way down. Oh dear, that was a seesaw and I didn't realise. Yeah, I could have just walked down there, but swinging across on a rope is more fun, isn't it? Yep, don't know if I'm doing this bit right or whether I've ruined it by pushing the train to that point. Yeah, I don't know if I'm missing something here. No, well, I've just got a trophy for tourist. I don't know what that means. Whether I've walked a certain number of steps or what, I don't know. It wasn't very clear. But I'm going to check. Bear with me, it might interrupt the stream. It was for travelling 1 kilometre. Yeah, so from the look of it, there's other trophies as well for travelling 25 and 50 kilometres. So, a way off getting those at the moment, but I suspect if you persist with the game, they will come naturally enough. Feel like being a rock star and lobbing the TV out the window. Although there is glass there, which is hampering my efforts. However, you can break glass. See? Well, pick the TV up and lob it out the window. Go on. feel like that ought to be a trophy. I mean, maybe not, but it felt like it ought to be. There, I did get a trophy for that. Silent Hours. Get rid of the speaker set. That was what was needed for that trophy. There we are. I don't think that was actually needed to unlock the exit. And yeah, another trophy there called What Goes Up, which is presumably just for completing the mountain level. And I think this is roughly where things start getting a bit more tricky. Certainly the level gets a bit bigger. I think the idea is you're just supposed to pull the planks off the door and then open that door, but it is possible to just smash shit up, so why not? Okay, broken glass at the other end as well. So yeah, now I've got the door open. Don't know how helpful it'll be. Okay, we've hit a save point there. I feel like I've got to do a Miley Cyrus. Very disappointing that that was not a trophy. I feel like it ought to have been. But yeah, the levels can get big and can certainly get quite complicated. It's sometimes a little hard to know how to progress with them. Generally, bugger about with it long enough, you'll tend to find a solution of some kind. Memory serves, I think there's actually a trophy for getting inside one of these things and riding it off a cliff. tricky part is actually opening the lid. There we are. I don't know that that was at all helpful or part of the plan, but I did it. I'm just going to try flinging myself over here. Again, I don't think it's necessarily the approved way of doing it, but there isn't necessarily an approved way of doing everything in this game. Oh. In you get. Now let's take this wrecking ball for a swing. I dread sun. Slightly surprising that hasn't given me a save point. Rather hoping that might tip downwards. Perhaps it will. Can't really see if that's moving. Oh, it is. There we go. Got myself in a bit of a pickle there. Let's put those arms in a slightly more user-friendly fashion. Rather misjudged that one. Go on, get up. I actually didn't mean to follow that off the side. Just trying to tidy up and clear myself a bit of a path. And yeah, it's bad enough to follow a block off, but to throw yourself off without even having a block, that's just poor form, I think. Probably completely unnecessary, but... Right. Is this a jump I can actually make? It is. With ease. I clearly ballsed up the first attempt. Didn't actually mean to completely rip the lever off the wall there. Yeah, trying to actually get enough momentum to break glass can be tricky. Right, now, I did see a box over at the back here. So I think that's going to be needed on the switch. Come on, you were carrying it. Actually on the switch. It sort of looks like it is. What's it done? Anything? Must have done something. Not clear what it's done, but it must have done something. So it just opened that door there. Go on, get up. Preferably without smacking your noggin. Go on, grab it. That's it. Make a mess. Go on, grab the other one, thank you. What does that do, I wonder? Oh, that's helpful enough. That's less helpful. Don't suppose I can force that open. Nope. Go on, grab it with both hands. Hoist it high. And drop it in. Oh no. Drop it in behind there. Seriously. There we are, I think that's done it. You'd like to think that would have done it, wouldn't you? Maybe it needs a little bit more weight. There we go. So we've hit a save point there anyway. Okay. So that switch opens the door, so I need to be able to bring this box back across. Well, maybe not necessarily that exact box. Now I think the box gets reset. That's annoying. I thought I'd done a good enough job of that. That was definitely not. Let's move this platform across. See if I can still actually make it onto it. Yeah. Made a bit of a meal of the jumping off it part. Bring me the box over here. It's hopefully not tip it into oblivion, because that would be very annoying. Almost as annoying as trying to lift something you're actually standing on. Okay, there we go. I think it is actually possible to work your way around the outside of this bit. That's a standable surface, right? It is, yeah. So you can potentially shortcut your way here from early on in the level. Although it looks as though you need to be better at doing the climb walls trick, and I am absolutely crap at it. It's rare that you have to do it. But sometimes it is needed. Okay. That was not a good place to climb up. Let's go one side of the pillar. Okay, and there's some kind of... is it a hasp? Is that what it's called? On the door? Oh dear. A trophy there called Surprise Avalanche. A fitting name for it. And even though I have played this game before, and you'd imagine that I'd have probably encountered that before, it did still surprise me. So where am I actually supposed to be headed at this point? Oh, Chris is doing badly. Let's give him a remote. Oh, yep. Can see the wall deforming. Wonder if I can throw the remote at it. Yeah, can be quite tricky to generate enough momentum to break the things that need to be broken. Go on, smack it. There we go. I think we see how to get the train moving. I was rather anticipating it would move a bit further than that. I've managed to re-jam it again, which I definitely couldn't have done if I wanted to. I was just trying not to get run over by it. Well, there we go. There was enough momentum to break a wall. A train. Actually doing quite a good job of smashing things here. Didn't actually intend to smash that one, but it looks like it was the right thing to do. Go on, up you get. Never going to happen. So there is a box over there. Oh, I've just had a trophy for climber as well, which I'm assuming is for climbing, yeah, climbing 100 meters. Come on, push this thing off. Ah, I apparently need to smash glass again. Oh no, it's just a door. And I smashed it with ease as well. Pick it up. So yeah, the puzzles aren't necessarily terribly complex to work out, but can be quite difficult to pull off because the controls are loose and floppy, shall we say. Right, okay, I can get over the other side with relative ease. Is that going to be enough? Can I shove this off? No, that's apparently a bit too heavy for me, and that's probably for the door, and it's going to need to be weighed down. Not 100% sure with what. There's a box up there, that'll be the what. As far as that goes, it is. So how do I actually get the box then? Actually, maybe that needs to be over the other side first of all. Who knew this dude had trapeze abilities? Comeback platform. take it up the stairs. As you can see, it has got quite a bit more complicated compared to the early levels. Not least just because the levels have got a lot bigger. But I'm still not done. So we've got some kind of forklift style contraption. I was roughly here earlier, wasn't I? I got onto that rooftop. Never gonna happen. Okay, we've got a lever down there. Okay. So I guess I'm picking this up after a fashion. Is it enough to break glass with? Apparently it is. Not 100% clear what this lever does. But it's going to become necessary, obviously. Right, should be able to access the lever now. Or a bit of glass, whatever. Okay, well, I was thinking that, oh, I've managed to break the lever. I was thinking it's almost certain that those doors will close up again behind me, but they actually haven't. Can I get this out of the pit? Yep, just about. Okay. Let's put that all the way onto the floor. Drag this thing back over to the forklift. Come on, that's it. Nearly. Don't stand on it, you can't lift it when you stood on it. Get off. Yeah, not one for people with motion sickness, this game. Because you have to change that perspective round so very often. hopefully that's enough to create a mini staircase for myself. Go on, have you get. Well, obviously I'm supposed to use the trapeze. I'm wondering if I can get enough height just by jumping off here. Apparently I can't actually pull myself up there. No, okay. Right, back down we go then. Get a bit of momentum and hopefully catapult myself through the door. No, not quite. That was spectacularly poorly timed. Go on, get out of the pit. I hadn't even realised there was glass there. But luckily there was enough momentum to get through it and through the exit as well. Giving me a trophy called Brute Force. Since there was quite a lot of smashing things in that level, wasn't there? And yeah, here we are in another level now. Probably a different set of levels. This one obviously is castle themed. And I'm almost at my hour, so clearly I'm not going to have any great success with getting anywhere within this level. Come on, pull the thing. Actually, I've broken the padlock, but I still need to pull a bit of the padlock out. That's the problem. Oh, and that's not something I pull off the door, that's just the door. Right. Look like another hasp. Ta-da! I don't know if that's the approved way of doing that particular bit. But it was one way of doing it. Right, that rock might be a little bit too big to lift in. Got to try and catapult myself, really, haven't I? Go on, get in the thing. And then that looks like the release handle there. Might have to do it by dropping a rock out of the cradle. Oh, come on, you drunken sailor. Really? Okay, well... I don't know why that didn't work. Maybe it wasn't a big enough rock. But yeah, you can see that wall there is going to be breakable by flinging rocks at it. I thought you could probably fling yourself across as well, though it might take a bit of buggering about with the control mechanism to make that happen. However, I'm just past the hour there, so I will call the episode to a halt there. Human Fall Flat was one of the first games that I tried out of the Instant Indie bundles after I bought them. And it can be extremely frustrating at times, the controls being so very, very imprecise, but that's kind of half the charm of the game, is wobbling and bobbling around the place. It can be done in multiplayer as well, which sometimes makes things easier. I don't think I've actually tried multiplayer myself, but I think you can have up to 4 players. I hadn't heard of it when I came to play it, and I really liked it actually. It's, like I say, frustrating but also quite satisfying when you do manage to get bits and pieces right, and or suddenly think of a new way of doing something. But I don't think I got quite as far as completing the game. The last level, I think, was just that little bit too tricky for me to actually manage, although I think I was pretty close to doing it. And there's also quite a lot of DLC for it as well, which I don't know if I got absolutely all the downloadable content with the version that I got, but I've certainly got several extra levels that are attached to it, and again they can be pretty generously sized levels as well, and there's more trophies attached to all the DLC bits and pieces as well. So yeah, you certainly get quite a bit for your money. I mean, I bought the collection, the 3-game collection, when it was on sale, and I don't remember what I paid for it, but it's probably at most about £3.50 for the 3 games. So that's Human Fall Flat, which we've been playing, and like I say, I enjoyed quite a lot, despite it being frustratingly difficult at times. Difficult to control, and difficult to beat. Not necessarily difficult conceptually, but difficult to actually get the control mechanism working. And I haven't yet played Manual Samuel and The Little Acre, which are the other 2 games in the collection. But certainly for the price I paid, I was more than happy with this game on its own. The other 2 games could be complete poo, and I'd still be more than satisfied with this. $15.99 for the full price for this game on its own. It's maybe seems like a little bit much, but if you compare it to an hourly rate that you might get paid, even at quite low hourly rates, minimum wage levels, depending on your age of course, you're probably only talking about sort of probably 2 hours work, maybe a little bit more than that. I don't know what the lower end of the minimum wage is for the younger folks out there. Sorry, I'm old. It's not relevant to me. But yeah, for the amount of hours you'll get playing it, it's probably not a bad price at all. And it's got my recommendation as a game. Although if you can get it on sale, as ever, get it on sale. but why the bundle appears to have been pulled from the PlayStation Store, I don't know. The individual games are all still there on PlayStation Store, but if you're on another platform, you may still be able to acquire Instant Indie Volume 5 as well. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you like what you've seen, follow me on Twitch and I will be happy to follow you back. It's going to end up on YouTube as well under the username Baldy Chris. So if you want to subscribe on YouTube, like and share and do all that good sort of stuff, I'd be most appreciative. And I'll be back for the next episode. Don't know when yet, but at some point, for Manual Samuel. And I'll see you there, hopefully. So until then, take care of yourselves, and it's goodbye from me for now. Ta-ra!